Hey everyone, welcome to our session today. I'm really stoked to be welcoming Minnie Kaynard, Managing Director of Every Shot. Hey Minnie, how you going?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for making the time to come and share your expertise with the crew. I know that this topic is sort of front of mind, but also not front of mind. I think the outcome is front of mind, but how we get to that outcome might be a little bit grey, or we might not be thinking about all the time. So there's a little bit of illusion in there that I'll leave you with for people to be thinking about. I really appreciate your time to come and talk about SEO and perhaps a little bit about what's going on with AI with our vet sector and RTOs and marketing as well. So again, thank you so much. Just some quick housekeeping before I hand it over to you guys. Welcome everyone. Great to see so many of you live. I see you guys on the replay as well. This is replayed after, so thanks for that question, Sarah. After we finish, just give a few minutes for this to process. The replay will be available on this same link, so you can come back and watch this at any point. Hi everyone on the replay. Anyone else that you think should be seeing this after you've watched it, you can send the link around as well. Do give us a shout out in the chat. Let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and disappear. Minnie, I'll leave it over to you.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here, and thank you everybody for making the time. So this is about SEO for RTOs, but SEO can apply to any business, obviously. There are just some key things that are specific to RTOs that we'll talk about. And what's really interesting and exciting is that the work that keeps you compliant with the likes of Askware for your marketing and things like that is also the same thing that actually gets you found. So by the end of this session, you're going to know and understand what a student types. We'll do some live keyword research if we have time. You'll be able to rank the 4 things that decide whether a page earns enrollments, what makes people actually click, apply, or book, or enroll. You'll be able to audit your own course page against a checklist. You'll be able to trace AI recommendations back to where it came from. So a lot of people are asking about AI search at the moment, and it is a hot topic. The fundamentals are essentially the same as SEO, but there are some key differences that we'll go through. And again, we can do a live search if we have time. And then you can also find the searches that you already appear for. So a lot of the RTOs that we deal with, they don't actually use the free tools available like Search Console, Google Analytics. So they're flying blind, and these are absolutely amazing, and they can really give you some insights on how people are converting on your site. So just a very quick overview about me. And it matters because I did my Cert 4 in training and assessment. So I understand things, like the compliance, not fully. There's still so much that's so hard. But, in terms of marketing, I've also gone through a bunch of short courses. So I was the student that maybe a lot of you are marketing to now. So I've been on both sides of the coin. And that's why I'm so passionate and excited about showing you, how you can get the cold students, of which there are hundreds of thousands of searches every month searching for courses, more than likely courses that you are offering that they possibly can't find at the moment. So there are 5 steps to having a really good SEO and search strategy and getting found by people other than your referral network. So the first thing is you need to know what you're competing for. And what I mean by that is just go to Google and search a course that you offer. Imagine you're a student and go and search for it. And then you've got to see who's coming up. And then you investigate, why do you think they're coming up? So have a look at their page and see. Once you've done that and you've got a good idea of what's kind of happening in the market, you then go and find the words. What I mean by that is you go and search. You can use a free keyword tool like Ahrefs. I use Google Ads Keyword Planner. And when you type in a word, so for example, a white card course, if you type in white card course, you will see all the other search terms that people are searching in. You'll see how many are searching per month, and you can see the location in which they are searching, which is really, really valuable. So once you have your keywords, then you need to build the pages, the course pages, the location pages, the guides, they've all got to do a job of being relevant and useful. Then you need to prove that you're real. and that's just the trust signal. So links, that's why training.gov, it's so good because they give you a link to the site. But any other sites you can get backlinks on, any accreditations you hold, any partner websites that you have, you really need to prove it is the same in real life, right? It's referrals from websites, just prove that you're a real person, and then people will trust. And then you just measure and repeat. So go to Search Console, go to Analytics, see where you're getting the conversions, and then just scale that. I don't know if anybody has any questions now, or if anybody wants to ask anything, but I'll open it up quickly, and if not, I'll just keep going. I'm going to assume not. So just quickly, what SEO is and what it is not. So it is publishing relevant and useful information. It's structuring pages so that a machine can read them as well as a human. So they've got to be easy to understand. They've got to make sense. You don't want to have loads of different things all on one page. You want to have specific pages for specific queries. And it takes time. That's something that, it really does. The more you put in, the more you get out, but it can take months to rank and sometimes even years to get a really, really good position. Once you have that position, you hold it. So it's so important that the sooner you start seeing results. And it's not paying Google. You can't call Google and say, why aren't you ranking my website? You can pay Google, you can pay Google ads to pay for it, but that's not SEO. I mean, the conversion of your pages, that's optimizing for conversions, which you can use for your Google ads. But in terms of getting found organically, that's something that you just have to do, and you just have to be relevant. I think the EEAT principles are still relevant now. It's the expertise, experience, authority, and trustworthiness. So if you can have all those on your pages, you are much more likely to rank. So the anatomy of a results page. So if you've ever gone to Google and done a search, you'll see something like this. These are just some screenshots of searches that I did for this demonstration. So you have your sponsored, which means that people have paid Google to be at the top of that, and that's called cost per click. So you pay per click, and if you're at the top of the page on a search, the chances are you're going to get clicked on. It's the top 3 really that you want. And as Google likes to make money, more and more people are having to pay to get there. But then you have your AI overview, which a lot of people are panicking about because it's meaning, this is more a bad thing for blogs because, people make money from their advertising on blogs. But actually the AI overview should not really affect you if you've got product pages, because people still have to click to your website to buy the product. Then you've got your map pack. So that's what this looks like here. And then your organic results, which are under here. So I don't know if you can see that there on your screen, but that's basically the anatomy of the search page. So when you go and do a search, you'll be able to understand, okay, that's paid for. So they're making it less and less obvious it's sponsored, but look, sponsored results here, and then you can hide sponsored results. Any questions on that one, or shall I keep going? So just quickly to confirm the difference between SEO and paid search, because we get a lot of people getting confused about this. So a paid search, you bid, you pay per click. You could have it live today. You could be at the top of Google today potentially, but when you stop paying, you vanish. And it's labeled as sponsored, and it's best for if you've got a course that you need to fill this week, then yeah, paid is probably best. And then SEO is you earning the position. It's time and effort, but the clicks are free. Incidentally, on this as well, if you have really strong organic SEO, it actually brings down your cost per click as well. So Google likes relevancy. So yes, they like money, but they also like relevancy and, to show better sites. So if they can, they'll reward you with less cost per click if you have really good organic pages as well, which is why, again, it's really, often people say, oh yeah, we'll do some landing pages separate to your website. We don't do that at every shop. We build every ad page to rank organically for SEO as well, because we know that it brings your overall cost down if you're running paid ads as well. So I always recommend to do both, especially if you're doing, with RTOs, you've got to do both really, because it's so competitive. And the other thing is the keywords. So what you have on your website is more than likely not what people are actually searching for. So for example, I've got this, this is such a hugely popular course at the moment. And what people type are more things like aged care course, and the location, how to become a carer, all that kind of stuff. So that's something you really need to keep in mind as well when you're creating your content. Most people don't know what they're looking for. And actually, the other thing is most people look for a course, but they have no idea if it's actually the course that they need. And that's something else that you're going to really stand out for SEO. Because people, if they want to become a carer, there's Cert 3 in individual support, there's Cert 4 in, I think it's aged care maybe. There's so many, but what course do they actually need to get a job? So if you can create content that explains the difference, explains the kind of jobs, I know you can't, because of compliance, you can't guarantee jobs, but you can explain what kind of roles you could get after doing this course. It will make such a huge difference for SEO, for your conversions, for everything. And going back to the compliance thing, it's not about, just making pages that aren't, about don't have the course code on or anything else. You can have the course code and the course, but in your explainer, you can say this, you might have searched for XYZ. This is the course. And then you could even do a comparison of all the different courses and codes. So it's not about trying to trick the system. It's just about meeting your students where they are. And often it might be the first time they've thought about it and they're like, oh, I want to do this course, I want to, get this job, or I want to improve my career. So that's why the keyword research is so important, and making sure that your content matches what people are actually searching for. And that's when Google and AI search engines will show you above anybody else. So you can go and look at the results yourself. So if you type in a keyword, any keyword that relates to your course, what you think a student might be searching for, you can see who's ranking. You can see what their titles say. So this is the title here. And this underneath is what we call metadata. So these are the SEO principles so that Google will rank. So it's kind of like your little mini ad on the search engine results page. And then you can sort of see what's missing and what you could do better. So when you're updating your website, when you go and update your meta tags and titles, you can see, oh, look, they haven't put that, or they haven't, I could say that, we issue statements of attainment, the same day, whatever it is that is the pull for you, you could put in the metadata. And then you have also the people also ask section, which is my favorite section, because it's like free content ideas. So what's really great about doing the research yourself, just going to Google and doing it, is that it kind of writes your brief, so you're not sitting there thinking, what do I write? What do I say? It's there in plain sight. And the other thing to mention is the organic results that come up first indicate that they're the quality that Google are after. So if you look at the top 3 to 5 pages that are ranking organically, so the ones that are not sponsored, you can get a good idea of what Google likes to see in your metadata and titles. So you can use that, have a look at all of these and think, right, okay, Google obviously likes this, XYZ, if you see a pattern emerging, and make sure that yours matches that. There's also blog posts sitting amongst those pages. People like to see prices. The thing that I see all the time is people don't put their prices, or they don't have a schedule of when it's happening. But put yourself in the shoes of a student. You want to know when it's happening, how much it is, when, who, what, where, why. That's relevant to everything, especially courses, because the last thing you want to do is have to call to find out when the course might be, and you don't know when it's going to happen, and you don't know how much it is. So it's about seeing what's happening and improving on it. So, going back to the people also ask, it's a content plan. that you didn't have to pay for. So how much is a white card course? Can you get a white card course online? All that kind of stuff. So if you can create pages or really relevant FAQs that answer those, then you're going to get shown by Google, and search engine AI search is gonna find you and gonna recommend you. Now, the other thing is, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but Reddit is really becoming very prevalent for almost any search, and it's a real key factor in the AI search results. So if you can start posting to Reddit, and I know I don't want to add more to your plate, but anything that you do on your website, you want to be having a strategy to promote it everywhere, because that's just about making a big digital footprint. So the more options, the more times you come up, the more options you have to get found on AI search, Google, Bing, any other kind of search engines. And it's also links. So there's backlinks that you get from publications, but you can also link to yourself from places like Reddit, Medium, and that kind of thing as well. You can't buy your way into threads, and if you make it too obvious, if it's too much of a self-promotion, then that's not going to work either. You just need to be giving relevant, useful content. So if somebody's asking about white card online, then you just answer with how to do it and what you need to do and what jobs you could potentially get out of it. So it's really just about being useful and relevant, and that's it really. I could probably finish the seminar now. Just be useful and relevant and honest. And so there are three kinds of searcher, and I think I sort of discussed this in the last presentation we did on this. So you have your people, it's like top of funnel, and that just means there are people that are just exploring their career. It's the how do I do this, or what do I need for this, that, and the other. It's those kind of questions. And then you have your middle of funnel, which is where you're comparing prices, comparing RTOs. And then you have people that are ready to enroll. So those are people that are typing in, book a white card course or book a Cert 3 in XYZ. They know what they want and they're ready to buy. So you really need to be making content for all three tiers. And like I said, that's quite easy. When you go to the pages, you can see, you'll get the ideas for what you need to be writing about. But if you want to dominate those search results and you want Google to show you and you want AI search to show you, you really need to be writing for all three tiers. So every keyword kind of needs a home, and that goes back to, book now or apply now or enroll now. Those are your bottom of funnel pages. And then you have your question pages, which are more your top of funnel, like how do I become a XYZ? So you don't need to cram, in fact, you shouldn't cram all of those queries onto one page. You can have FAQs on the bottom of a page, but you really want to be making individual pages on your website that talk to specific query intents. So I thought it might be a bit of fun to do a little round of what do you think is going to rank higher on Google, because there are times where people want something on their page, but actually they need something else. So I'm going to just show you this, and I'd like everybody, is everybody able to comment, Phil? Because I want everybody to vote whether they think A or B will rank higher in Google, or yeah. Are you there? Oh, yep. Yeah, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, I just didn't see the comments. Okay, so there's an absolute mix here. So I can't see what most people are choosing, but to
about
those
50,
that answered
about 50-50 there is what I'd say.
Yeah. So yeah, well, that's interesting. So those who selected A are absolutely correct. So even though this is actually kind of an ugly page, and if you looked at it, you'd be like, that's ugly, and this one looks really nice. The reason this one would rank higher is because it has way more information available straight away. It's got the dates that it's going to happen. It's got an explanation. You need a white card set foot on a construction site, all of that kind of stuff. So it's not always the prettiest that ranks. So well done, everyone that selected A. So information or experience. I'd like everybody to answer A or B as well, again, for this one.
I'm not sure if I missed that, Minnie. What are we voting A or B on with this one?
Which one makes more money? Sorry, I should have said. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, no, all good.
Yeah, sorry, that was me reading that and failing to say which one makes more money, do you think, out of A or B? So anybody that answered A is correct, because again, you can book straight away. So it's about it even like, you can see the date, it's just got cut off here for the booking, but basically what people want to see is when the course is happening, how much it is, the time, so they can book on, and it really is as simple as that. So then we've got here the final one that I want to do for you both. For everyone is, which of these do you think is the better page, A or B, just overall in general? You're right, Phil. Yes. Beautiful does not equal sales. So this, I think they both are nice looking sites. But the reason why A would win here is just simply because you have that extra information. You've got your price, you've got your time. It really just is a case of having the information. Hi, Dora. Okay. So and sorry, I'm skipping through this. I'm just conscious I've still got another 20 slides to go through. But the reason I wanted to show you those comparisons is, yes, it's great to have a really nice looking site, but the order that we just worked out is that, the keywords are whether someone's actually going to even arrive at your page. The information decides whether it ranks or not. The ease of booking is whether you're going to make a sale or not. And then the design, yes, it is a factor, but it's the final factor. So yes, you need to have a good looking site, but that needs to be last on your priorities. It's actually the user experience. So you might have a really attractive site, but the user experience is crap because they can't find what they need, or they don't know which button to press. So yeah, that's really the most important lesson that I want you to take from this. Did anyone have any questions about that? So just going back to what we were saying before, it's, one course, one page. You should never, you can bundle qualifications together if you've just got a page that's, saying all your courses that you do. But in order to rank on Google ranks pages. So if if you only have a page that has all your courses on, it's going to be hard for a student to find. But you can have a page that has all your courses on, but then they can click into it, and then there's a page that just talks about that particular course. Google will rank the page that talks about that particular course. So if I'm searching for White Card Perth, and then I see on Google, look, White Card Perth, and I click on that, and then it's a page all about White Card Perth, the chances are I'm going to enroll. And another factor for SEO is your conversion. So Google is actually tracking how many people click on your page from the SERP, from the search engine results pages, and how many people convert. And so if you have a higher quality page that people actually apply and enroll on, then again, that will push that page up the rankings on Google. So you'll get found for the keywords. I will send these slides afterwards as well, but this is the 10-point checklist. So when you're going and checking your website, just you can just use this and see how's it going for you, how your course pages are doing. So the other thing that I see all the time is enroll now, and that's like the first thing. You might have the course page, but enroll now, but the student can't just enroll now. They've got to book or apply, because they need to fill in an enrollment form. So if you've just got inquire or enroll, you're really missing out on a huge amount of conversions, because yes, people want to do things there and then, but then if especially if a short course like a white card, traffic control, any other, or health and safety, something like that, if you want to get the sales online, it's absolutely fine for people to book and pay for their spot. That's not in breach of your compliance at all. But if you get someone to enroll and pay, that is in breach, because you technically need to be checking enrollments with LLN and all that kind of stuff before they enroll anyway. But not only that, even if that wasn't an issue, if someone has to fill in a really, really long form with their USI and everything before they even make the payment, you're going to get a massive, massive drop off. And we've seen that with our RTOs anyway. When people have to fill in a massive form, they drop off and they don't get the sales. When we change it to book and apply, and then only after that they get sent their enrollment form, you will find a massive, massive improvement in your conversions. And the other thing is your refund policy. So if people book and pay and then maybe they're not eligible for whatever reason, you just need to have a really clear refund policy. And again, that's compliant, but it also makes Google trust you, it makes people trust you, and it's just better for everyone. Now, I thought it might be fun if anybody would like their course page actually roasted here on the spot. I can have a look and we can go through and I can give you some recommendations. If anybody wants to volunteer, it's absolutely fine if not. But yeah, I'll just leave it open to anybody that wants to be brave. Yeah, volunteers, anyone? If not, I can roast my own page, and just show you kind of like where, even it's like the cobbler's child has no shoes. We're so busy doing everybody else's marketing that I was even looking at oh, here we go. Jonathan. All right, exciting. Let me have a look. Why can't I click on that link? Okay, I'm going to have to. Okay, so it was CST. For some reason, I can't copy and paste that link. It's
sorry, Minnie, I'll jump in there. It doesn't, StreamYard doesn't like links. My apologies, everyone. So let me read it to you. CSTC.
Yep.
.org.au. And Jonathan's been cheeky too. He's gone the white card. You legend. And courses. Yeah, sorry, course. Yeah, somewhere along that link, something will work.
Prepare.
Hit the website, Minnie, and we'll navigate to it. I'm sure the navigation is super easy.
Yep. Okay. Good point. All right. Let's have a look.
Oh, there's some Max, Jill, Nadia. You guys are legends. I was thinking that we weren't going to get too many volunteers.
Yeah. Well, if I have time afterwards, I'll go through. Yeah. If anybody wants to stick around, I'm happy to go through a bunch of them as well. Okay. So courses, and it was the short courses. Would it be industry short courses? If I type in white cut, what's the code again? CPC.
Just go to courses for me, Minnie. Sorry, can I be rude and just drive here? Just go to the courses menu for me. Yeah, it's Jonathan saying, is this logical?
No, it's, as you can see, it's Right. I think your website, it looks...
Okay, you've landed on it. I'm leaving you alone.
Yeah, perfect. Sorry, everyone. All right, so the first thing is, as you could see, if I hadn't, for whatever reason, landed on that course page, it's actually quite hard for me to work out where I would even find the white card course. So that's, just a little comment there. Now, this is, it looks nice for sure. And it's got the price, which is brilliant. Delivery method, full delivery. Not entirely sure what that means, especially as a student. And then how to enroll. Okay, look, my biggest bugbear. So if I've, and where are you located? Doesn't actually say. Could you just tell me the city that you, okay. So we've got these three, but I'm not entirely sure where this course is even being held. So yeah, so immediately there are some things that we could fix quite quickly, and that would just be having the location, the delivery method. So is it full delivery? Is that online or, and then you want to have someone to be able to book and apply now. So let's see if we can find can you just tell me which, okay, 3 delivery, where's, that is a course page as opposed to a particular block of training. Yes, absolutely. But if I wanted to come and do a white card course quickly, say in Brisbane, and I'll just do, so let's see who's coming up organically first. So these people are coming up on the organic ones first. These are your map pack. But let's click on here and see why he's coming up. Because like I said, Google will tell you who's doing the best at SEO. Right, so even though this is way uglier compared to yours, and sorry if you are online, it's better because it's just got more information. Free on-site parking, white card issued the same day, WorkSafe approved training. But this here, it's got the locations, and then you can select. And I mean, to be honest with you, this is still annoying. Like if I'm looking for a white card, I just want to see it all in a row. But like they're obviously doing something right because Google's showing them first. But even this could be improved. But are you starting to see now the difference? Even though yours is, I would say, or maybe it's subjectively, I would say that's a more attractive page. And I like this table. But if you had the table and you had actually, like whether it's online or face-to-face, and you had the location and you had an apply now, you would find, everything would be infinitely different. And sorry, I forgot to say, look, it's good because you've got white card in brackets here. So you have, hit that keyword. There's just a few things you could improve. So yeah, well done for volunteering that one. And thank you. Did anybody have any questions about what I just went through, or shall I just crack on in the interest of time?
Hey, Minnie, can I just jump in there with a question for me? I'm not sure if anyone else is having the same question. I love that demo you just did where you jump in straight away and it's like, okay, who's ranking top, and who are they, and how are they doing that? That's absolutely brilliant. And I think all of us, if we're not already doing that, we should be doing that. My thought is with that greeny tradie, whatever one that you just had, that one. And again, apologies if you're online, I shouldn't be laughing. Like, it's obviously working for you, but it isn't the most attractive site I've ever seen. But I wonder how much Google AdWords is going on as part of that top ranking. What are you thinking?
Well, I can show you. If you like. So
that'd be great.
There is this again is a free tool, transparency.google.com. Oh, I've done it wrong because I've spelled transparency wrong. I've got to remember what the site. Transparency, Google Ads. Oh, ad transparency, that's why. Right, so here, this is a cool tool, and I'll send you I'll send everybody the links to all these things as well, but this is so cool because you can search for anything that you want. So this guy, I clicked. This was an organic ranking page. So if I go back here, these are the ones that are being paid for, and this is an organic result. That's not to say he's not doing Google Ads. So he's called tt.edu.au. So we can actually have a look. And we can see, again, I'm so sorry, I feel like, but I mean, you're doing a great job. Like we said, you know, the most attractive site isn't, you know, it doesn't really have that much relevance on your ranking factor. It's, yeah. But look, you can see all the Google ads that he's doing, but they didn't come up for that particular one. But then that was the keyword. So they are advertising for the white card. But you know, the other thing is as well, I'm in Perth right now, so Google also won't show me ads from Perth. So I don't know if anybody's in Queensland or Brisbane and they, you know, type it in and they might be able to see their ads live. But yeah, these are the ads that they're doing. So if you ever want to check out a competitor ads, this is all completely, you know, any Tom, Dick or Harry can come and do this. Yeah, you can check out other people's ads. You can also do this on Facebook. I don't know if you know as well, there's Facebook ads library and you can go and see all your competitor ads. Yeah, so you can kind of just see what other people are doing. And yeah, any other questions on that one before I crack on? We'll crack on then. I am not gonna, well, I mean, I could do. Is anybody actually interested in having a quick live keyword research? I'm just thinking, is there anything that I'm conscious of time, so I can just sort of skip this bit and go through the rest of it. And then if anybody wants to stay on, I can do keyword research. Or is everybody interested more in doing a live keyword research? Maybe just vote for me to crack on or do a live keyword research now, and that will dictate the next sort of 5-10 minutes. If I either type in either keyword or crack on in the comments. All right, Shane's telling me to crack on. I'm going to crack on. Okay, so going to the AI search, and like I said, we can do a live keyword research at the end. AI search is becoming way more prevalent. Google is still king, and everything that we do to rank on Google, you know, will get us ranked, will get us suggested by AI search. But what is really interesting with AI search is you can ask. So this is something I did last night. It was the best place to get my white card in Perth, and these are the two RTOs that it recommended to me. So then I asked him, I say him, I don't know why I'm so sexist. I asked it, ChatGPT, if it could tell me why it chose those two. And it gave me all the reasons why it was choosing those. So I'm just going to show you the exact, because I think I kept it up online because it was cool. So when you go and do a search, you can actually ask why. So if you're after a white card, these are the people that you should choose. And then I said, why Paragon over anywhere else? And then it gives you all the answers that you're looking for, you know, and it'll even like tell you its sources like Reddit. So as I was saying before, you know, if you get yourself, if you comment on Reddit and you're commenting, you're prevalent in all these places. So it's actually backlinks, which are a key factor in normal SEO. In fact, Google originally was going to call itself Backrub because it relied, you know, back in the day only on backlinks to find other websites. So that's, you know, getting backlinks from wherever they are, and that's just a hyperlink to your website is really important, especially for AI search. So it gives you the factors, you know, and look, I said, what made you specifically choose that? And it's kind of telling me. So it really tells you what you need to be doing and will give you the roadmap of how to get ranked. I need to find my presentation again now. So, it tells you that it looked at the maps, it looked at the linked pages, it gives you the answers. And every single thing that it said came from somewhere. So that's why I was saying before, it's so important that you have the prices, you have the locations, you have the time, it makes it useful, relevant. It's just user experience. That's all it comes down to. So you just got to put yourself in the shoes of your ideal customer, or not even like shoes of any student looking online, and that will make your AI and SEO strategy all the more easier. And of course, reviews as well. If you can get reviews. Now, I know some people struggle, especially if you don't have a premises. People can't always get a Google My Business page, but there are things like Trustpilot. There's another one that's more popular in Australia. I've forgotten what it is, but I'll send it in the link afterwards. But there's if you any site that offers reviews, just get on it and start asking your student for reviews, because that again will really increase your presence. And so it names it all for you. You ask the questions why. This is why AI is so exciting, is because you can actually ask it, well, why have you chosen that? And it'll give you like a really clear indicator of what you should be doing. So going back to what I said earlier, that everything that keeps you compliant for Askwer or wherever else is actually what gets you found. So it's like trust signals, and you're in a really, really unique position where you've got, your training.gov. You have to have like your student handbook and various downloads and things like that. And, your trade name must be legal. Your legal trade name must be there. It's called the NAP. And I've forgotten what it stands for now, but it's basically about having your, name, address. Etisham, if you're online, what's the P stand for in the NAP? But so there's the thing that I'm talking about is how Google decides if you're trustworthy or not. So your name has to be consistent everywhere. The address has to be consistent everywhere. And again, if you have various locations, that's fine, but you just need to make sure that you're listing the accuracy on every single, like whether it's another website, whether it's anywhere on your own website, it all just needs to be consistent. And publishing your complaints and appeals process, that's what you have to do anyway, but having all these signals helps with your SEO overall. So and that's why aggregators are actually pretty good, because yes, you are being compared against other RTOs, but that's it, name, address, phone number. So again, it's just another opportunity for a backlink. It's another opportunity to show that you're trusted in SEO and AI search. So there's technical SEO as well, which, it can feel a bit daunting, especially if you're not that technically minded, but it doesn't have to feel too hard. But the speed of your website is really important. So who you choose to host your website, ideally you'd choose somewhere in Australia, because that affects your speed. Is your website optimized on mobile? 90% of searches are done on mobile. And your titles and descriptions, and that's when I showed you before on the search engine results page, your internal links and structured data. So that's your FAQ section, your course section, all of that is structured in a way that search engines can find it. And that's what we refer to when we're talking about technical SEO. So the best thing that you could do, today even, or this month, is, set up your Google business profile if you can. And if you already have one, just go and optimize it and make sure that it's matching your website, going back to the NAP principles. Making sure that you're asking for reviews. So, just have a link that's in all your emails. If you have automation, make sure that that's going out to people so that you can get reviews straight away when they're happy, when they've got their certificate. Making sure that your location pages are up to scratch and that you've got the exact location map and it's easy for people to understand how and where to find you. And yeah, then you need to really have a look at your reports and see where are you ranking, where are you getting conversions, which pages are leading the conversions, because we do find that a lot of people sort of focus on how many clicks or impressions they're getting, and whilst that's great if you have a massive budget, it really doesn't actually do much. And not only that, but if you are getting a lot of impressions and clicks but no conversions, that can actually have a negative effect on SEO as well, because like I said, Google they are watching for everything. So if you're getting a lot of impressions, maybe you are ranking on the SERPs but nobody's clicking through, that will put your SEO efforts down. They'll de-rank your page for that. But if you are getting clicks and no conversions, they'll also de-rank your page for that. So if your page is a conversion page, then people converting actually improves your SEO as well. And then there's Search Console. So just quickly in the chat, can anybody tell me if they've heard of it or if they have it? Just quickly, I'm just curious to know, because yeah, we find that people don't even know this exists, and it's a really valuable. Okay, new to you, Phil. Nice. Anyone else? Never heard of it. Okay. Yeah, so Google Search Console is a free tool. Anybody can set it up. You don't need a developer. And this will show you the keywords that you're ranking for. It will show you what position you're in. So I might just very, very quickly show you what a Search Console looks like. So this is Search Console. Again, I'll send all the links afterwards anyway. And so you see here, this is a new website that we've just done. These are the clicks. These are all organic clicks where people have found us organically. If I click on full report, can everybody see that is queries? So you can see what people have actually typed in order for us to get those clicks. So that's showing us the impressions, and that's the amount of people that have seen us on the SERP, on the search end result page. And these are the clicks, the click-throughs that we've had. And then it'll show me here which actual pages people have clicked onto. And then it will show us the pages that have ranked. I won't go into it too much, but this is a really, really valuable tool, because as well, what you can do is you can see all the keywords that Google has indexed you for. But look, I can see all these, and if I click onto average position, it shows our average position. So 1 is top of the page, 8, and so on and so forth. So I think there's 10 results per page. So if you're anywhere in the top 10, it means you're on the front page, and then anything in 20 is the second page. So if you go and look at all the pages that you're ranking for, all the queries that you're ranking for, or all the pages that you're ranking for in the mid-range, then you can go and write more content about those, because it's obvious that people are searching for that and coming to your website. So if you just improve that content, you can push yourself up the pages. And then you've got analytics as well. Has anybody heard of, you must have heard of Google Analytics though. Just again in the chat, would you mind just letting me know if you have analytics set up on your website? Yep, Phil, well done. No more answers on that one, but analytics again is a free tool from Google. And again, you can see where people are coming from. Okay, so yeah, Google Analytics sounds like more people have heard of it or have it, but it's a really, really valuable tool because you can see, you can set up conversion. So you can set up a conversion that's an enrollment, and then you can see which pages are actually driving the enrollments and where people are coming from. And then that, if you're doing Google ads, you can optimize to those conversions. and yeah, just improve your rates overall. So, this is the reports that you kind of, would be looking to have a look at. Like I said, impressions and clicks are not that important, but the conversions are. So you want to be able to track really what is costing you per sale. So if you don't have Search Console, and it sounded like most people didn't, I would go and get it set up today. It's really, really easy. And analytics, again, you use Search Console and analytics together to really understand the journey that people are having with your website. So here are 7 things you can do before dinner. There's Bing Webmaster as well, which is basically the same as Search Console, but for Bing. You can also check what you're ranking for. If you haven't set up your Search Console yet, if you type in site and your domain, you'll be able to see. And rich results test, you can paste your course URL and see whether Google can even read your course data at all. So all of this, I've purposefully chosen the really easy, simple things that you can go and do today and test yourself. You don't need a developer, and you can see kind of how you're actually doing, how your SEO is doing, and make improvements.
Minnie, can I just jump in there? Sorry, before you go on, just with a quick fill question. I know time is tight, but I'm super interested in that 1 second from the bottom, ask the 3 engines. Can you give us a bit more on that, please?
Yeah. So what I mean is just go onto each engine, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude. I don't know why I haven't got Claude on there, because Claude's like my main AI tool. But anyway, any search engine, go in and ask it as if you're a student. So who should I train for in your course, in this location? So if you are running Cert 3 individual support courses, go into ChatGPT in an incognito window. Don't log in as yourself. Just log in as in an incognito window, so that it doesn't it doesn't get your search history, and say, I want to study this course in this location. Who should I go with? And then it will tell you who, it will recommend who it is. And then I want you to ask, why have you chosen these specifically? And the reason I say do it in 3 search engines is because, just like even with Google, in a different browser, it'll show you different results. It'll show you different results. So that's just getting a holistic picture of what's going on. My main concern around AI remains data sovereignty, ensuring it all remains on Australian soil. But the data would be just the questions. But I hear what you're saying on that one. Yeah. I like data, student data or private data definitely needs to be kept in Australia, but just questions, I don't think are at risk. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so yeah, any other questions on that? Look, basically, if you just Google any of these, you'll be able to see, like page speed insights, it'll come up and you just follow the instructions. It's really easy. I'll do a training on it. I'm actually developing some actual training on this, and I'll send you all a link that you can go and do at your own leisure, and it'll have all the links and everything. But I am conscious that it's 5 to 11 in Perth, so 5 to 1 for everyone else probably. And yeah, I'll open it up to questions, I guess, so that everybody's got a chance to ask questions. We do have an offer as well. We've got a website plugin for WordPress that I'll send you all afterwards, but I just don't want to miss anybody's chance to ask a question before we sign off. Did anyone have a question before I, tout our website plugin and offer for you guys?
Plug away, I say, Min.
I just missed you, Phil. I don't know if you're still there.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, while questions are coming in, plug away and we can do the wrap up.
Okay, I'm going to plug away then. So because we, most of our clients are RTOs, and we found a very consistent pattern of people's websites being absolutely, for want of a better word, insane, because you can't find anything and it was hard. So we have developed a custom plugin that is compliant with ASCII. It's got all your, your RTO code where it's meant to be, and it automatically generates course pages. It drags it, it pulls in straight from training.gov. You can do a bulk import, and it's a plugin for WordPress. So if you're using WordPress already, all it is just a quick plugin, and it changes. And for all attendees of this webinar, you can get it for $749 for the year, when it's normally $1,400 for the year, or you can just sign up for $147 a month. And I will send you the link to that. The code to get the discount is web888, but I will send it. Yeah, we'll send it out to everybody that's attended. But yeah, I'll put it in the comment here so that if anybody wants to copy and paste.
And I think I dobbed you in, Minnie, but did you say, I did say, so I'm hoping I told the correct information, that you're happy to send out the slides as well?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah. So I didn't get myself in trouble there. I put it in, then I thought, oh, gee, maybe I got that wrong, but I didn't. So this is cool.
Yeah,
I made a mistake when I thought I was in error. And Gail is just asking here, is there a cutoff on the discount? Is it for a certain amount? Have you got a FOMO going on for a certain amount of time, or what's happening?
We do have a FOMO because it's already such a cheap product anyway, and we wanted it that way because we don't want there to be a massive barrier. But it ends on 8th of August. That's
a couple of days. So guys, you need to take action. Take action right now.
You do need to take action, but it's because it is such a cheap product anyway, and we have. We've been getting a lot of people inquiring. We're onboarding a lot of people. I really wanted to be able to give something back to you guys because I really appreciate you guys jumping on with us. But yeah, it does finish in 2 days. But there's no time like the present. We were just talking about it with SEO. The sooner you start, and we'll get it set up for you as well. So normally there's a setup fee, but if you jump on and you get that, we'll get it set up for you. We'll get your courses, and you'll be good to go. And yeah, I can maybe extend it if you really, really want me to, but you've got to message me.
Yeah, I was going to say they might have to send an email or a message and beg, pleading. Thank you so much, Minnie. I really appreciate that. Just any other queries or questions, guys, throw it in the chat. It's been huge for me. I've learned lots, and there's some great tips in there. So I've got some homework now. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to go away and start exploring the Search Console and other bits and pieces that I haven't dug into before. So that's been brilliant. Guys, any queries or questions in the chat? Just for the housekeeping, as I mentioned, video replay will be available immediately after we finish. Just give it a few seconds, to process on this link, and the video replay will be on this same link for the next 30 days or so. Hi everyone on the replay. I see you guys, much bigger group on the replay than what was live. If there's someone that you think should see this, would benefit, it's going to be live, as I said, for the next 30 days ago. So do share, next 30 days or so. So do share the link around. Lots of thank yous coming in. Really, which is great. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. No other questions coming up. I think that was really clear, Minnie. There was lots of tips in there. I really like that. We're getting lots of inquiries now around, loosely AI SEO. How do we go about making sure that we're found in AI? So that's why I wanted to jump in and sort of pick you up on that 3 engines item. That I think there's this whole new sort of area obviously coming out that people haven't really thought about yet, perhaps, or just starting to think about. So that was really valuable.
Yeah. And like I said, the thing to remember is actually SEO. I mean, SEO has been around since the internet came, right?
Yes, dark arts.
The fundamentals actually haven't changed. And actually, the fundamentals of SEO are just good business practice. It's just good brand equity. It's just good reputation, basically. And it hasn't really changed. You just need to be getting referrals. You need to have a good reputation. People need to trust you. You need to be trustworthy. it's that's it. You just do good business and you'll get found.
You know, one of the things that has just really reinforced for me this discussion again is I think many providers do a great job. So let me just say that up front. And we don't know what we don't know, and we can always improve. But I think lots of providers are doing a very good job. But I also think lots of providers, perhaps most, if I can be cheeky, are not putting enough information on their websites. And that just came through really clear with what you're saying. And I think it's always been critical. And I think it's even more critical now with AI that we've got to have accurate, clear, robust, effective information on our websites. And the tendency to, we want them to inquire, so we won't give it to them. We'll make them inquire before they get it. Guys, they're off and they've just gotten what they needed from 4 other providers. Like, you're killing your business. Thoughts?
Yeah, and just the final thing I'll say on that, there is what I call the convenience tax, and I am a massive victim of this. So I will pay, and I know lots of people pay, but I'm not like overly wealthy or anything, but I will pay thrice the price for something if I can just find it and book it and pay on card, boom, done. And I know I'm not alone.
Convenience. Should we have the price on our website? Should we have the price on our website? I hear this over and over and over and over, and it's another big one. Yeah, another big example.
Because as well, if it kind of cuts. So I have this argument as well with, I have a few landscapers and stuff, which I know is completely different, but they never want to put their price. And there's people always asking, what does it cost to get this, that, and the other? And I said, even if it's a ballpark, even if it's like, okay, between 5,000 and 100,000, they just want to know a ballpark so that they can understand, because some people think it's going to cost like $50. I'm serious. And same with the courses. It's like, if you're not putting your price on there, you're just wasting your own time, because someone's going to call and you say, okay, it's $100, and they're going to go, oh, that's too expensive. It's like, well, then that's a completely wasted conversation.
And it's not only wasted your time as an organisation, which is a cost of business. It's wasting their time, and they're going to tell other people about it. So you're generating negative press.
Yeah. So just have the price. If people are going to be scared off by the price, why would you even want them? Let's just not waste anybody's time. But yeah, because as someone that's buys stuff online all the time, I get so frustrated when I can't just find what I need to find. People like to self-serve. Think about internet banking. Think about how many people self-serve. And that's just like switched completely. But do you hear anybody complaining about internet banking? Or maybe you do.
Well, yeah, and I think that's the key message for me again, and particularly coming back to AI, we search for what we want, and if what we want is a price, and your 4 competitors are all giving prices and you're not, you've lost up front. So I think that's another big message. We're over time now. Thank you so much, Minnie. I really appreciate your time and expertise today. This has been amazing. Thanks, Christina, for that comment as well. We are trying to support the providers in our community with effective, robust, timely information, and this is another big one. So thanks, Minnie, for your time and expertise today. Really appreciate it, guys. Make sure that you're connected to Every Shot. You've got the website there to go off and hit, and also on LinkedIn as well, and keep up to date. Let's leave it there, and look forward to catching up with you later in the year.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Great chatting.
Take care.